it's hard to pick the best episodes of this Emmy-winning sitcom.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Will and Grace episodes. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at episodes from both the original 8-season run as well as the 2017 revival to find the absolute greatest episodes of Will and Grace. Since we'll be discussing major plot developments, there will be some minor spoilers ahead. Number 10. The kid stays out of the picture. Rather than taking a typical A-story, B-story approach, this episode plays out like a drama that slowly burns to its explosive climax. Grace continues to see Leo behind Will's back, despite promising not to date because they're planning on having a baby together. When, despite having the best intentions, the secret unravels, the final act plays out as an intense argument that brings up both superficial and deep issues within their relationship.
You know, come on, it's not like we're making a baby or something, except this time, we're making a baby!
Yes, at the moment you say, the place you say, wearing the clothes you say, you are a control freak!
It's one of the series' best moments, despite its lack of comedy, with both actors at the top of their game. In fact, this is one of the episodes that won Deborah Messing an Emmy.
I am not gonna be miserable for you. I am gonna try to be happy. And if you can't deal with that, then you are even more pathetic than I thought.
Number 9. Acting out. Back in 2000, same-sex kisses were not only few and far between on television, but often controversial. This episode focuses on Will and Jack's outrage at the lack of a supposed gay kiss on a network sitcom.
This is a crime against humanity! Jack, two guys didn't kiss on a sitcom. I don't think that warrants reconvening the Nuremberg jury.
The episode is mostly notable for its climax, in which Will and Jack themselves share network TV's first gay male kiss by crashing the Today Show. Besides being a groundbreaking moment, it's a downright funny episode. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the subplot of Karen giving Grace breakup advice.
I just don't know how to say it to his face.
Yeah, well, say it to his bald spot as you push him out of the cab.
What's more, the scenes shot on location in New York prove that the show's comedy does not need to rely on a live audience to nab laughs. Number 8. Gypsies, Tramps and Weed. When Will is convinced that a psychic he sees is legitimate, she offers him a look into his future love life, and apparently, he's meant to spend the rest of his life with Jack.
It's Jack. The man you're going to spend the rest of your life with is Jack. Do you know anybody by the name of Jack?
Jack himself is at his silliest, obsessing over his share doll, while Grace accidentally hires a drug dealer. Toying with Will and Jack's horror of being romantically involved plays out ingeniously, as they realize that they always were going to spend the rest of their lives together, just not romantically.
So let's see. No sex, our own boyfriends, I support you, you live across the hall, Grace is my roommate. Wow. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
The episode is most well known for Cher's cameo towards the end. The idea is admittedly a bit of a gimmick, but she's used perfectly by contrasting her with Jack's awful impression.
If I could turn back time. And I could turn back time.
Number 7. Moveable Feast.
We respond only to the ding because only the ding will set us free. Understand? Let's try.
The first, and certainly not the last Thanksgiving episode on this list, this one sees the group trying to avoid drama by speed running through each family. This, of course, does not work, as each character has to deal with their own family drama and leave just as it comes to a head. The unique format manages to pack a ton of hilarious family moments and character development into the two-part episode. From Jack's horrible stepfather to Grace's dramatic mother, played perfectly by Debbie Reynolds.
You stink! And I just wish I had said this to you before your audition so that I too could know the joy of saying, I told you so.
Even better, the episode features a cameo from Nick Offerman, who would later marry Megan Mullally. Number 6. Alive and Schticking. Will and Grace opened the final season of its original run with an impeccable live episode. The episode serves to resolve the cliffhanger that Karen's husband Stan is alive after faking his death.
Karen, you can't go out with Malcolm.
Why not?
Because Stan's alive.
By tackling a high-drama plot, the show allows itself to reach a level of comedy that's equally elevated. A live broadcast reminds us how professional the cast really is, and adding the always funny Alec Baldwin to the mix only makes it better.
I have to shred some documents for a client. I can't say who, but I can't delay it. You understand? Delay it. It's Tom DeLay. It's Tom DeLay's document.
The few times when someone breaks character only make the moments more enjoyable. The episode even managed to work around Megan Mullally's foot injury, to hilarious effect. Number 5. The Wedding. When Will and Grace returned in 2017, it had a lot of questions to answer about what had happened in the 11-year gap. In this episode, Will attends the wedding of his ex-boyfriend Vince, which leads to some trademark neuroticism.
We were together for 5 years. I think he'd be hurt if I didn't show up.
Oh, please, you're here to hawk him for answers about your breakup.
I'm not here to hawk. I would never hawk. I'm not a hawker.
Every character is used to perfection here, from Will's meltdown to Jack's awkward hookup to Karen's scavenger hunt with Ivanka Drumpf.
Oh, hi, Funky. Listen, I just want you to know that I'm gonna win that scavenger hunt this year, and I mean actually win it, without help from the Russians.
It also proved that the revival isn't afraid to rewrite what happened in the original run, since that ended with Will marrying Vince. Most importantly, its emotional weight reminds us how much we really care about these characters, and how much we missed them when they were gone.
No one is more deserving of love than you.
Number 4. Homo for the Holidays. Holiday episodes are a sitcom staple, but Will and Grace is always able to hit them out of the park in creative ways. When Will and Grace discover that Jack hasn't come out to his mother, they convince him to do it at Thanksgiving.
Dumped me? What are you talking about? Jack's a hoe! My God, she has no idea.
Sean Hayes plays up Jack's reluctance to comic and dramatic effect, earning himself an Emmy for the episode. Equally magnificent is Karen's insistence that she is Jack's fake ex-girlfriend rather than Grace. It allows Jack to have a rare moment of vulnerability and humanity, while also setting in motion the storyline of Jack trying to find his real father.
The guy I thought was my dad wasn't.
Number 3. Das Boob. The size of Grace's breasts has always been a running gag on the show, and this episode puts her boobs front and center.
Look at that gorgeous face.
Look at the leather pants.
Look at those massive jugs.
After being profiled in a newspaper, she gets a call from her high school crush, though everyone thinks this is because of the flattering photo in the profile. Playing off of her insecurities, she wears a water-filled bra to make her breasts look bigger. But it goes horribly wrong at the worst possible moment. Just try to think about water squirting from Grace's bust without laughing. It's impossible. The episode squeezes every last laugh out of the physical comedy, playing to everyone's strengths in the climactic scene. Number 2. Bed, Bath, and Beyond. Grace, recovering from a particularly painful breakup with Nathan, retreats to her room in a funk. Though this doesn't sound like a funny premise, the comedy comes from the rest of the cast naively trying to cheer her up. Jack's narcissism doesn't help, nor does Karen's misguided advice or Will's micromanaging.
Hi, girls. How's Grace?
Bad.
How bad?
Mariah Carey and glitter.
Though it's centered around Grace, the episode gives us a great moment for each character. The conclusion of the episode is one of the series' sweetest moments, proving that nothing brings these four together like a friend in need. And what is it about Karen and Grace kissing that's so crowd-pleasing?
This is me doing a split jump on the trampoline.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I already know I'm you. What I'm scared of is what that means for my romantic life. I mean, I can't even get a gay guy to hypothetically marry me.
Grace, you just left the man you were going to marry. I just got out of a 7-year relationship. Why should we go through that alone? At the end of the day, I'd like to be with my best friend.
Lying and a cheating, hubby and a tone deaf. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! anymore. This man is straight.
Number 1. Lows in the mid-80s. The 2-part Thanksgiving episode of Season 3 provided us with the origin story of our beloved characters. The story is quintessential Will and Grace, telling the tale of how Jack helped Will come out while he was in a relationship with Grace in the 80s.
You know nothing about me, because if you did know me, you would know that I am not gay.
Oh, yeah, now I get it. You're in stage 3. You've bought the short shorts, but you're afraid to put them on.
It brilliantly walks the fine line of poignancy and comedy, serving as a coming-of-age story of sorts for our protagonists. Horrible hairdos and 80s references abound, featuring an appropriately weird subplot about Karen's multiple affairs that led her to meeting Rosario. It's a standout showcase for the entire cast, winning Eric McCormack an Emmy for his performance, and showing us how strong the bond between Will and Grace really is.
See, there's this one teensy little complication. Actually, not so teensy.
Are you
I'm
hungry?
gay. What?
Are you
I'm
hungry?
gay.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.